Okay, here we go once again. Starting a new little tutorial series at the moment. This one's going to be focusing on platformer type games where we will have some gravity in our room. So instead of just moving around like in our maze games, these tutorials will have some gravity in the room. So basically our player will drop until they land against a solid object, and then they'll be able to move and jump. Okay, pretty exciting, the old platform games. So hopefully this should be a bit of fun. All right, so I've pre-prepared some stuff here. I've got a sprite player wall, some lava objects as well, and a couple of levels. Basically, in this tutorial, all we're going to do is, you can see here, I've got my player up the top there. If all goes well in this tutorial, all that we're going to see is that player basically just drop down until he hits the wall here and then stop. Okay, if we can get that to happen, it means that we've got gravity in our room, and that'll be good, and then we'll move on in another little tutorial to actually get our player then to create some movement. Alrighty. Okay, so first thing we need to do is open up our object player. Okay, so here we're going to add some stuff in. So first thing we need to do is add an event. Okay, and this is going to be a step event. Okay, and then click on step again. From the control tab, we're going to grab a check empty. Okay, so in the check empty, okay, y needs to be set at 1, and the relative needs to be checked. Now, we haven't talked about the relative button before, but basically what that means is that this is going to be checking. So as our player's falling, it's going to be checking that there's not a solid object underneath it. Okay, so as it sort of checks, say, a block here, it's also then going to go on and check a block relative to there, which would be then the next one underneath, the next one underneath, next one underneath. Okay, so it's checking forward all of the time. Okay, so basically, if it is empty, okay, what we want to do is we want to bring in, from the Move tab, we want to bring in a set gravity. Okay, so set gravity. Now the direction is going to be 270. Alrighty, in GameMaker, basically right, if we're going in a right direction, okay, it's actually 0 degrees. Going up is 90, left is 180, and then obviously down, therefore, would be 270. Okay, we're going to set our gravity at this point in time to 0.5. If you want to play around with that, that setting, go for it, see what happens. Okay, so if it's collision free, we're going to set the gravity in a direction of downwards to 0.5. Okay, else, where's that else in control? Okay, else we're going to set the gravity to direction is direction. Oops. Direction, okay, and we're going to set the gravity to 0. So basically, if it is a block underneath us in the direction that we're going, we're going to set the gravity to 0. So that means that we're going to stop. Alrighty. All right. So that basically there, that part of the code there, that's setting up our gravity. Okay. One more thing that we're going to do though is we're going to create a collision event with our wall. Alrighty, so let's click on collision and choose our wall. Alright, so if we, or when we collide with our wall, okay, what do we want to happen? We're going to drag in a move to contact. Okay, and the direction again is going to be the direction that we're going. The maximum is going to be 12. Okay, so we're going to move to the contact, direction of direction, and then we're going to place a vertical speed block in as well. And because we want to stop, that's going to be set to 0. Okay, so basically that means that when we're falling, if we come into contact with something solid, we're going to stop on that object. Okay, so let's have a little Bo Peep. I think that's all I need to do. Oh, whoops, hang on. Whoops, wrong button. How often do you do that, Drew? Seriously. Rookie mistake. Not rename, delete. Okay. All right, let's test our game there and see how that goes. Okay, all we should really see is our player falling down and, whoa, so we've got a bit of a problem there because I've got some sub images. Another rookie mistake, but I can fix that quite easily. But for this tutorial, that worked because our player started here and just fell, and once they collided with the wall, boom, stopped. Okay, hopefully yours is doing that. If you've got some sub images, it might be spinning around, and we'll fix that up in a minute.